Hi, and welcome to another edition of Coshocton TV Weekly. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman. I appreciate you being with us each week where we come live to you to tell you about different organizations in our community that are making a positive difference. This week, we're with Bill Freund. We want to thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being
Kirby.
here. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about a program called America in Bloom. So let's start right there, Bill. What is America in Bloom?
Really, I'd like to start by acknowledging that Coshocton is really uniquely a gardening community. We have gardens, we have gardeners, and we have gardening. It's exciting because very few communities of our size can say we have all of these things. A garden, such as the Clary Garden, is a unique thing anywhere, but here it's amazing. But in addition to Clary, we also have the gardens at Roscoe Village, the gardens at the Palmering Arts Center, and the gardens at Lake Park. In addition to that, we have private gardens throughout our community. Many of those can be seen just by driving up and down our streets. People care and want to make their place look especially nice. And that's really what this whole America in Bloom venture is all about. It's about giving us as a community a chance to recognize that aspect of Coshocton, that gardening aspect, that unique gardening aspect. Because America in Bloom began many years ago in Europe and spread in effect across the world. It became part of the United States about 10 years ago, actually beginning right here in Ohio in Columbus. And what it is an opportunity for a community to gather together all their efforts, and that's individuals and groups. It's working as a resident, it's working as a municipal person, it's working as a business person to do what we can to make our community better even than it has been, to kind of work on various areas. What the America in Bloom program does is to bring judges to communities of similar sizes all over the country, so that we are going to be competing Coshocton against a similar sized city around the country. These judges are trained and know what they're doing, and they have a very strict list of criteria they're seeking. In fact, there are 8 areas that they're going to be looking at when they come. Those areas are kind of common sense, but there are such things as tidiness, such things as community involvement, environmental stewardship, urban forestry, the heritage, the community history. The landscape, of course, would be important, as well as floral displays. And then there's a special category called turf and ground cover. Those 8 areas are going to be focused on. This year, we've decided that Coshocton should participate not actually on a full competition basis, but as a kind of getting ready, so that the judges will be here for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, June 21st and 22nd, just a month away, and they will be looking at our community quite intensely in these 8 areas, and they will give us an evaluation. And the purpose of this is then to give us a chance to sort of, well, how can we make ourselves even better to look forward to next year, so it'll be part of the bicentennial program.
That's cool. Now, I think there is some value to having an outside perspective look at what we're doing, and that makes a lot of sense. Now, how did Coshocton become involved?
Well, actually, a local florist, Ed Kiefer, who's been part of our effort, was made aware of America in Bloom through internet contact. And when a couple of us saw this, we said, you know, that's just the kind of a thing that will maybe help us showcase this aspect of Coshocton. And it sort of happened spontaneously. We then began to talk to people. We went to see the city council, and we talked to the mayor, and we talked to the commissioners, we talked to individuals, we talked to people on other gardens, and all we could find was positive ideas. Yes, this is a good thing. Let's do this. And it sort of has happened, and it continues to amaze me that it has just been so vital.
Well, that's great, and I'm going to ask you a few more questions here in just a moment, but I do want to let you know that Coshocton TV Weekly is brought to you each week by Coshocton Hospital. Coshocton Hospital has been providing excellent health care to Coshocton County for over 100 years. If you'd like more information about Coshocton Hospital, you can find them online at www.ccmh.com. We're back here with Bill, and you have a couple of big events, one of them very, very soon.
Right.
And I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk to us about, in conjunction with America in Bloom, what are these events that are coming up that's a part of this event?
Well, one of the things we're doing, frankly, to do some fundraising, which though the costs of this are really quite minimal, there still are some things. We're holding a community plant sale tomorrow morning, 8:30 to noon, and the picnic area and the parking lot behind the Visitor Center in Roscoe Village.
Okay.
We've got a really significant amount of wonderful plants that have been offered, and I think you'll find that we've got things that might appeal to almost anyone. We'll have shade and sun, we'll have herbs, we'll have little trees, we'll have shrubs, we have all kinds of things from which to choose, and they're really pretty quality operations.
Cool.
So I'm hoping we'll have a good success.
And you also have Daffodil Days coming up as well.
Well, Daffodil Days is another thing. And the idea here is that as one of the aspects of the whole America in Bloom program is community involvement, we thought Daffodil Days could offer a really great opportunity for that. As many gardeners know, bulbs of all types tend to multiply right where they are, and they lose some of their capability as they become more crowded. They're all competing for the same nutrients, the same water. So it's good to divide bulbs and to move them into new areas. So taking advantage of this natural thing, we think that right now, between now and say a month from now, would be a grand time to divide bulbs that you have yourself. So anyone who has daffodil bulbs probably should be lifting them and dividing them. The idea being, do that and save some of them. And then take those that you've saved to Clary Garden on the 19th of June, and we'll put them in bags and get them ready so that then a few days later on the 26th, we'll give them to people, and so that those who have will be able to share, and those that don't can get them and plant them, and then next spring, all part of that whole celebration for the bicentennial, we'll have even more daffodils than ever.
That's great. That's great. Well, it sounds great. I really appreciate the folks that have volunteered and done so much to make this happen, Bill. If someone is interested, how do they participate?
Well, first of all, of course, we want everybody to do what they can to kind of pretty up the community. That means working in groups and organizations. That means doing what you can in your own business and certainly in your own residence. We've put together a tour that's